Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. We had a bit of a bizarre story this morning involving the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively saga, as Time magazine has named Blake Lively one of their 100 most influential people of 2025, which was largely attributed to a donation she made to the NAACP 6 years ago. Now, Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, have kind of a touchy past with some racist behavior/tendencies. They infamously were married on a plantation back in 2012. But the woman who wrote up the blurb on Blake for the Time 100 writes this off as ignorance. Silly Blake, she just didn't know any better. Because apparently, Blake said to her that she was frustrated that she never learned these things in school. Now that is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard, that this girl apparently did not learn about slavery in the plantations when she was coming up. But just in case our common sense wasn't good enough, another former student from Blake's high school is speaking up and calling bullshit on that. Now just quickly, I want to go over this paragraph that is important for context. This was posted by my friend Zach Peter this morning. It says, "I don't know the Blake Lively of the red carpet or the Met Gala. I never watched Gossip Girl. The Blake Lively I know is a philanthropist and a student of our country's most intractable problems. She and her husband Ryan Reynolds reached out in 2019 to make a contribution to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. I had been getting a few of these calls as our work fighting against voter suppression and police brutality was receiving national attention. I'm always curious about the kind of research famous people do before they make that cold call to offer their support. Look, lady, I can tell you right now, they didn't have to do any research. There was outrage directed at them. They didn't have to go looking for anything. This was an oops, oh shit donation, not a out of the goodness of my heart donation, okay? The ones I have remained in relationship with are those who, like Blake, really did their homework. I admired immediately her curiosity and her sincere work to understand the conditions that shape this country. I remember an early conversation in which she expressed frustration that so much of our nation's history was not part of the instruction she had received as a student." Come on. Everyone involved is smarter than this. Come on. Her commitment to filling those gaps and becoming the most fully informed and prepared citizen is what I appreciate most about her. Blake is a serious person. She's a risk taker, and she's committed to moving this country forward for her children and for mine. This is so out of touch, man. It's easy to be a risk taker when you're only risking things that are meant to protect the well-being of other people. People who don't have bags of money to throw at the NAACP as a please, I'm sorry, don't cancel me publicly. I wonder if the NAACP had saved any of Blake's money so that they could now defend that one chick who recently bashed with a metal baton another black student athlete, and they're now defending the assaulter. Ridiculous? Yeah, but I guess if they're going to use Blake's money, it should go to someone else who wants to pretend to be a victim. But the risk she's taking and the gamble she's making with her behavior, that could backfire in a big way on all of us. Because this woman who lied about a black man, Jamey Heath, harassing her, suing him for harassment because he dared to look her in the eye in a situation she insisted he be in. And her risk-taking behavior in these contexts, it's throwing boulders on the path meant to protect actual victims of sexual harassment and assault. And you can see Melanie King's response to the right there. She has a love for antebellum plantation life. Her being on this list was a big slap in the face to foundational black Americans. Time magazine clearly doesn't give a damn about us. And Melanie's got some more information there you should go check out on her Twitter account, Real Melanie King. Now let's get to the update. This user, Lynette, and I'm gonna butcher this, aren't I? Kashishian? I don't know if I said it right or not. Says that she went to the same high school as Blake, and this is pretty much bullshit. She would like us to know that we are not all, in fact, stupid, and that our common sense is correct. The school that they were brought up in does, in fact, teach American history, including this country's racist past.
Blake Lively and I went to the same high school. Let me remind you of that. And then let me tell you this. One interesting thing that I noticed and is infuriating me right now is this quote by Cheryl saying that Blake expressed frustration about the country's tragic history, that it was not part of the instruction she had received as a student. Blake Lively went to the same high school as me, and we all had U.S. history, and we learned about plantations, the slavery in this country. I'm like so annoyed. I'm almost like shaking from being upset about. Okay, Not only do they want us to be morons and think that she's an amazing human and should be in that list from Times Magazine, shame on you, Times. I'm sorry, there's just so many things I could say, but that really upset me, because no, Blake. If Blake really said that to her and she actually believed it, the whole thing is a scam, is a sham. It's just so disgusting and so frustrating. This is, oh my God, this is so gross. This is so gross.
And if you go to her page on TikTok, and I think on Instagram as well, you can see more of what she says about having gone to the same school as Blake. I also want to shout to the Team Justin Baldoni subreddit where I first saw that this was posted. But guys, how far is too far? Because with everything we know, everything we've seen come out in court, everything we've heard from other people who have crossed paths with this woman, given all of that, the fact that this magazine even thought to mention her at all is ridiculous. Can somebody honestly point to me where Blake Lively did any real work involving police brutality or any of the issues that were mentioned in that little Times blurb that we just read? Sorry, Time Magazine, not the New York Times. Though I'm sure they would love to celebrate her totally not racist past too. The New York Times has done enough, thanks. But just take all of this, look at all of this in context of everything that's happening right now and the fact that they're still doing this when she should really be irrelevant compared to everyone else on that list. What I can see is that the rich Hollywood elite can and will get away with anything until people do speak up and say, hey, no, I went to the same school as her and that's not true. Until people do say, enough is enough. You need to answer for your bad behavior. If this was somebody who had taken a shred of real accountability at any point in time, maybe I would be singing a different tune right now. It would still be off pitch, but I might be singing a different tune. All right, guys, that's all for now. I'll have some more stuff for you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like on this video. See you next time.